You have been carrying something I never assigned to you, a weight with no strap, no name, and no clear ending. And somewhere along the way, you stopped noticing it was not actually part of you. It is not the bag by the door or the list on the counter. It is the other one. The load you have hauled so long, you forgot you were ever separate from it. So as these words go on, come a little closer. Long ago I said it to every weary, burdened soul. Come to me, and I will be your rest. I am not promising the hard parts of your life vanish in an instant. I am offering my presence inside them, real rest for your soul, and a yoke that is light. Here, in the middle of the life, you are actually living. You have been treating a sack of failures like the truth of who you are. It is not. It never was. I see you. I have watched the way you brace your shoulders before you walk through a door, already rehearsing the next thing that might go wrong. There is a list you scroll through before your feet even touch the floor. Every place you came up short, lined up like evidence in a case against yourself. I have read that list beside you, line by line. And I do not read it the way you do. The parent among you is certain the children deserve steadier hands than yours. One of you built something with real love and watched it come apart and still calls that the verdict on a whole life. Another tried hard to love well and got left anyway, and decided the leaving must mean the loving was wrong. None of you are strangers to me. I know the exact weight of what you are holding, down to the ounce. Here is the first true thing, and it is gentler than you expect. I am not standing across the room with my arms folded, waiting for you to lift the load more impressively. My arms are open. They have been open the whole time. The weight does not sit the same on every back. So let me name a few of you. There is the one who keeps a household running while quietly coming apart inside it. There is the one who lost the work that gave the days their shape, and has told no one how lost that left them. There is the one nursing a body that no longer cooperates, carrying both the illness and the shame of needing help. There is the one who prayed over a person who never came home and carries a grief the world has long stopped asking about. And there is the one who is simply tired in a way that has no headline, just a low constant ache of holding on. I am near to each of you in the breath. Unclench your jaw if it has been set. Most people do not notice they have been bracing the face for a blow that is not coming. Let it soften. Let the back teeth come apart. That small loosening is not nothing. It is the body remembering for half a second that it is allowed to put something down. Notice what has happened to your days. You measure them now by how well you carried the weight. A good day is one the load did not knock you flat. A bad day is one it did. But hear what that quietly means. The burden has become the center of your life. You wake and check whether it is still there before you check anything else. You fall asleep rehearsing tomorrow's portion of it. Somewhere in there you stopped living a life and started managing a weight, and the weight became the thing you serve. I did not lay that yoke across you. The world did. Old voices did. Your own fear did. The one that murmurs that if you ever loosen your grip, everything will collapse, and the collapse will be your fault. There is a tiredness that sleep does not touch. You know the one. You can rest the body 8 hours and still wake with the jaw set and the hands already curling around the invisible thing. That is the tiredness of the soul, and it does not come from doing too much. It comes from carrying too much that was never yours to carry. A young child is not failing when she cannot lift what only her father can lift. She is simply a child, and the lifting was always meant to be his. And here is the part of the lie that has cost you the most. It taught you that you must earn the right to set the weight down. Somewhere deep you believe rest is the prize for those who have finished. And since you are never finished, you suspect you may never rest. So even in a quiet hour you cannot use it. You sit in the stillness scanning for the next thing you should be doing, certain that to be at peace before the work is done would be a kind of cheating. Listen closely. Rest is not the wage handed out at the end of the carrying. It is the gift offered at the start. The permission is not arriving later, after one more push. It is here in my voice, the moment you are willing to receive it. You were not born braced like this. There was a younger version of you who set things down without a second thought, who cried and was comforted, who failed at something small and forgot it by supper. Then something shifted slowly across years. Perhaps love arrived in your home with a price tag, and you learned that to be safe you had to be useful, and to be loved you had to be impressive. Perhaps a place meant to teach you about me taught you instead to keep score of your own soul. Perhaps one person or many made it plain that your worth was a thing you had to keep re-earning, so you started carrying. You picked up the weight of proving yourself, and you have not set it down since, because no one ever told you that. With me there is nothing left to prove. The world has its own answer to a heavy load, and it trained you well. Carry it better. Get organized, toughen up, build a system. Optimize the way you suffer so that at least you suffer efficiently. And so you have spent years growing stronger at carrying the very thing I long to take. You became impressive at it. People admired how much you held, how you never seemed to drop anything, and their admiration became one more strap, because now you cannot set it down without disappointing them. Do you feel the trap? The world rewards you for carrying what is crushing you and calls your slow exhaustion a virtue. I do not. I have never once asked you to be strong. I have asked you to come. Somewhere along the road you were handed a God who keeps a scoreboard, a God who tallies wins in one column and losses in another, and watches the bottom line decide whether you are worth showing up for. You may never say it out loud. You may not even believe you believe it. But it lives in your stomach. That math, that quiet sense that you are standing with me rises and falls with your last result. So you carry your defeats like overdue bills, certain the balance must be paid before you are allowed to put anything down. That math is not mine. It never was. I do not run a ledger on the ones I love. Think about what a scoreboard actually does to a person. It turns every hour of your life into a test you can pass or fail. It makes rest feel dangerous because resting means you are not earning. And not earning means the number is slipping. It makes joy feel unearned, so you flinch away from it. It makes you measure other lives against your own and either despair or quietly compete. None of that came from me. I did not give you a life so you could spend it watching a number climb and fall. I gave you a life so you could be held inside it, and from within that holding love, the people in front of you with hands that are not clenched around your own worth. Consider what I actually do when you fall, since the scoreboard has lied to you about that too. The day you fail, really fail, the kind you are most ashamed of, the kind you would never say aloud, I do not back away. I do not write it in a column. I come closer. That is the part the hard voices never told you, because they could not imagine a love that moves toward the failure instead of away from it. But that is the only kind of love I have ever had for you. When you are at your lowest, most disappointed in yourself, most certain you have finally proven you are exactly the failure you feared. That is the moment my arms open furthest, because that is the moment you most need to be held. The hardest day of your life is not the day I am most disappointed. It is the day I am closest. The picture of me you have been bowing under was painted by people who were not me. A few of them loved you and simply never knew me well. They handed you what they carried, and what they carried was a God shaped like the harshest voices of their own childhood. Others used my name to keep you small, to keep you laboring, to keep you frightened enough to obey. Whichever it was, that picture is false. The true one has never weighed your tears to decide whether you wept enough to deserve comfort. The true one has only been waiting for you to lower the scoreboard so that you can finally be held. This is the heart of what I want to give you here, so receive it plainly. I am not asking you to carry your burden with more faith or more courage or a better attitude. I am asking to carry you, the burden and the one bent under it, both. That is a different offer than the one you have been living by. You have been trying to be strong enough to hold the weight. You were never meant to be the one holding it. You were meant to be the one held. Look at the word you have been wearing like a name: failure. You introduced yourself to your own heart with it before you are fully awake. But a failure is an event, not a person. Something did not work. A plan came apart. A door you wanted stayed shut. Each of those is a thing that happened to you or around you. And not one of them is the truth of who you are. You took a list of events and built an identity from it, then carried that identity like a sack of stones up every hill of your life. The sack is not yours. The name is not yours. You are not the failure. You are the loved one who lived through some failures, which is a completely different person and the only one I see when I look at you. If this message found the place in you that needed it, write rest in the comments as a small way of marking the truth you are choosing to hold today. Not a phrase to repeat. A marker driven into your own ground, your way of admitting out loud that you are weary of hauling what you were never built to haul. And while you are there, look to the message pinned just above. 7 short letters are waiting. 1 to open on each of the 7 mornings ahead. Take them. They are how the quiet keeps speaking after the sound has stopped. Now, let me bring you close to something I wrote down for the weary long before you drew your first breath. It was never meant for the strong, never meant for those whose lives are tidy, and who have never had a season they wished they could erase. It was meant for the worn one, for the back that aches from carrying, for the one who has gone quiet because even asking grew too heavy to lift. I first spoke this line on a hillside to people who knew exactly what a real load felt like. Picture them. Laborers with cracked hands, a mother who had buried a child and still rose to grind the grain, an old man certain the heavens were disappointed in him, tired in the bone, deep way you are tired. The religion of their day had handed them 1,000 rules to carry, and the men who taught those rules lifted none of them. So the crowd braced, the way you brace, sure that anyone speaking of me would only stack on one more demand. Instead of adding to the pile, I offered to take the whole thing off. Some wept right there, not from sorrow, but because no one had ever offered to carry instead of command. Open both your hands now, palms up, the way you would if you were ready to receive instead of grip. You do not have to fill them. You only have to stop clenching for one breath. This is what I said, written down and kept for you ever since. Matthew chapter 11, verses 28 through 30. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Read it slowly with me. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened. Not come once you have sorted yourself out. Not come when you have something to show for the waiting. Weary and burdened is the only requirement, the whole entrance fee. And it is one you have already paid 100 times over. You qualify by being tired. Look too at where the sentence sends you. Come to me, not come to a method, not come to a better mindset. The destination is a person. The rest I offer is not a technique you master and then keep on your own. It is a nearness you keep returning to, the way a tired child keeps climbing back into the same lap. That is good news, not bad, because it means rest is never something you can fail at maintaining. You only have to keep coming to the one who is peace on the days it works and the days it does not. And the coming itself is the whole of it. And I will give you rest. Not lend it until you slip again. Give it. Hear the verb I chose, and notice it is not a wage. You do not earn rest by carrying well. You receive it by coming. The whole sentence runs the opposite direction from everything you were trained to believe. You thought rest waited on the far side of getting it all right. The word says rest waits on this side before you have fixed a single thing. available the moment you turn toward me with empty, aching hands. Now, look at the part you have misread your whole life. Take my yoke upon you. You hear the word yoke and you flinch, because every yoke you have known was something laid across the neck to make you pull harder. But a yoke is built for two. It is the wooden beam that joins the strong animal to the weaker one. So the strong one bears the load while the weaker one only has to walk alongside. When I say take my yoke, I am not handing you a heavier burden. I am stepping into the harness next to you and taking the weight onto my own shoulders, so that what you have strained against alone, I now pull, and you simply walk beside me. That is why I could say with a straight face to exhausted people that my yoke is easy and my burden is light. It is light because I am the one carrying it. There is a second gift hidden in that beam built for two. A young animal yoked beside a steady one does not only get help with the load, it learns the pace. It learns where the path turns. It discovers by walking close that it does not have to lunge ahead or drag behind. That is the learn from me I tucked into the middle of those words. You will not only feel the weight lift, you will slowly unlearn the frantic pace you have been keeping, the lunging at outcomes, the dragging under regret, and you will begin to walk at the speed of being loved. Slow down with me for a moment. Feel how long you have kept up that frantic pace. The rushing did not make you safer. It only made you tired. You have been moving as if the whole road depended on your speed, as if love would slip away the instant you stop pushing. It will not. The pace I keep is unhurried because I am not afraid of the road, and walking beside me you can stop being afraid of it too. There is no part of your future that requires you to lunge at it. What is mine to bring, I will bring in its season. What is yours to do, you can do at the speed of someone who is held. Notice, too, how I describe myself in the same breath as the yoke. Not powerful, though I am, not demanding, though I have every right to be. I chose the two words a frightened, worn-down person most needs to hear. Gentle, so you never have to brace for harshness from the one pulling beside you. Humble in heart, so you never have to perform, never have to be more than you are, never have to hide the parts of you that are tired or angry or barely holding on. The strong one in your yoke is also the safe one. I made it that way on purpose, knowing exactly who would need these words. Someone who has pulled beside hard masters too long and has forgotten that a yoke could ever feel like rest. Look back now at the ache I named at the very start, the part of you that stays standing even after the body sits down. Here is why it would not settle. No one ever told you the weight had already been carried. You kept gripping it because you thought the gripping was your duty, that to set it down would be to give up. But setting it down is not failure. Setting it down is the one thing I have been asking of you this whole time. The yoke is on my shoulders. The load is on my back. Your hands were never meant to do anything but rest. The defeat you keep tallying. The failure you keep itemizing. It was carried up a hill steeper than the one where I first spoke these words and left there, so that the column of debts you keep running against yourself would have nothing left to total. A debt that has been settled cannot be charged again. You can stare at the old number as long as you like, but there is no balance remaining because the account was closed by love that would not leave it open. This is the part the scoreboard cannot survive. For the children of grace, there is no final defeat. Not because the years all went the way you wanted. They did not, but because your standing with me was never built on the scoreboard you constructed. It was settled by love that decided about you before the world began, and that love does not rise when you succeed or fall when you fail. It is not a mood. It is the ground under your feet holding you up whether or not you remember to thank it. And there is one more thing I want you to hear, because you have been carrying even the asking alone. You think your prayers have to be polished before they count, that you must arrange your words and steady your voice before you are allowed to bring them. You do not. Talk to me the way you actually are, tired, unfinished. half afraid the words will not reach. They reach, bring me the worry exactly as it sits in you, the plan that fell apart, the fear you have not named to anyone. Nothing in your honesty offends me. When you lift your voice, even in frustration, I hear how your soul is bowing underneath it. You do not have to carry the conversation either. You only have to start it. And let me hold the rest. So let me leave you with one small thing to carry into the rest of your week. If you want it, picture yourself standing in a harness, that wooden beam laid across your shoulders, the weight dragging at you. Now see me step in beside you and settle into the same yoke, and feel the instant the beam tips toward my side, because I have taken the heavier end. Do not race past the picture. Let your body actually feel the load slide off your shoulders and onto mine. That is not your imagination being kind to you. It is the truest fact about your situation, drawn in a shape your tired body can finally hold. And the next time the old weight reaches for your chest before your eyes are even open, you do not have to wrestle it or analyze it. You can say 4 words, "Lo," before you do anything else. It is already carried, not as a wish, as a report of what is true. The thing you are dreading is already carried. Say it, set your feet on the floor, and let the carrying be my concern for the long hours ahead. It will not transform you the first time. The 10th time it may still feel like nothing, while the old reflex of gripping outweighs the new reflex of letting go. But in time, you may begin to catch your shoulders, no longer climbing toward your ears the way they always did. You may pass through a hard hour and realize you never braced for the blow. The harness has not vanished. You are simply no longer the one pulling alone in it. Do not measure this by feeling. Some mornings, the relief will be obvious. Other mornings, nothing inside you will shift, and you will be tempted to call the whole thing a failure. It is not. The truth does not change with your mood. The load is carried on the days it feels carried, and on the days it does not. Your job was never to generate the right feeling. Your job is only to keep coming, empty-handed, and let the carrying stay where it has always belonged. Slowly, the habit of trust will outlast the habit of dread. Not because you tried harder, because you finally stopped trying to be strong. And when the old weight returns, and it will, because it knows the way back, you will not have to win an argument with it. You only have to remember where it already went. Up a hill, onto a back that was glad to take it. Out of your hands for good. Hear me on the part of you that is afraid this is too good. That something offered this freely must have a catch tucked inside it. There is no catch. I told you on the hillside that I am gentle, and I am telling you again here. I am not the hard voice you grew up under. I am not the disappointed face you keep picturing whenever you come with empty hands. The tenderness is not a strategy to lower your guard. It is simply who I am toward you. A father does not trick a tired child into rest. He opens his arms, and the child falls in, and the falling is the whole of it. Think of the smallest child you have ever seen carried, asleep against a shoulder, completely limp, holding on to nothing, trusting the arms entirely. That child is not failing to help. That child is doing exactly what it was made to do. Rest while it is carried. Somewhere, you decided that growing up meant you could never be that child again, that you had to become the arms instead of the one in them. But with me, you never graduate out of being carried. You are not too old. You are not too far gone. You are not too responsible, and you are not too much. The strongest thing you will ever do is lean your whole weight against my shoulder and let me hold what you have been clenching. That is not weakness. It is the deepest trust there is, so lean. You have held yourself upright so long, you have forgotten there is anything underneath you. There is. There always was. The promise was written down for the weary, and it has never once been revised. The rest is a gift. It is given on this side of your striving, not the far side of it. The yoke is built for two. The heavy end is on my shoulders, where it has been the whole time. The defeat you keep mourning was lifted off you long ago. The failure you keep filing as evidence has no court left to be heard in. What remains is the rest I promised on a hillside, and a harness shaped for company, and a road we walk together at the pace of being loved. You were never the strong one in this harness. You were the loved one. Let that be enough. It always has been. Amen. If these words found their way to something real in you, look to the pinned comment where 7 short letters are kept for you. 1 to open across each of the 7 mornings ahead. Take them slowly. Pass this on to someone bending under a load far too heavy to carry alone, and stay close, so the next word can reach you when the old weight tries to return. This road was never meant to be walked by yourself. Your family, I want to share something important with you all. Recently, our channel has been demonetized by YouTube, which means we no longer receive any earnings from our videos. Each video takes a lot of time, effort, editing, and resources to create. But we still want to continue spreading these powerful and uplifting messages to you. We truly wish to keep this channel alive and continue our mission. But doing this without any support is becoming very difficult. If our content has ever helped you, inspired you, or supported you in any way, we humbly request your support through Buy Me a Coffee. Even a small contribution helps us continue this journey. The support link is available in the comment section and the description. Thank you for your love, support, and prayers. God bless you.